I don't steal your memes, I share our memes.
This meme is only funny if everyone gets it.
So this might be confusing for some people. So like I use he, him pronouns, right? But I don't identify as a man. But I'm trans non-binary. And I feel dysphoric about my body sometimes, like my curves and my butt. But at the same time, I like my boobs. Like, that's fine.
And that is a prime example of someone saying a whole lot of stuff without saying anything at all.
As a law professor who teaches criminal law, I felt compelled to inform you to be gay, do crimes.
I'm not really sure you can tell someone to just be gay. People are gay or they're not. And I hope by you saying do crimes is alluding to something much more cogent and lucid. Maybe it would be too calamitous to hope.
Also, look at my pretty earrings today.
Sure. Yeah, those are some nice earrings, I guess.
Let's talk about parental rights for a second, because it's become evident that it's being used currently in this fight against queer people.
There is no fight against queer people. There is only a resistance to the LGBTQ or queer ideology. And that's perfectly alright. Ideologies can absolutely exist parallel to each other. And if anyone tries to force that ideology upon you, then you go tell them to go fuck themselves. Something I don't really want to end up telling you at some point in this video, but it's likely that I will.
And especially queer kids, who need more protections than ever before. Like in Saskatchewan and in the US, parental rights are being used to thwart any rights of autonomy that the kid might have. And I'm sorry, but kids do have autonomy. We've already established this. For example, if a kid needs a blood transfusion and the parents don't want to, it's not the parent's right to refuse that blood transfusion for that kid.
It absolutely is if it's based on religious beliefs. Religious beliefs that should be respected. Just as I suspect you would want people to respect what you believe.
Because it is life-saving. In the same respect, if a kid only needs to use a different name and pronoun in school, there might be a reason, and a good reason, they're not coming out at home.
Ah yes, she's alluding to potentially abusive parents, when in actual fact it's probably a lot more likely that what they've experienced at school through indoctrination through people like you is a bit weird and unusual, so they don't know how to approach or explain it. Or, as has been the case many times before, woke fucking LGBTQ pro-trans teachers have taught their students not to tell anyone. Which is grooming 101. Which is why the person in this video is alluding that perhaps the parents are to blame.
And they need a safe place to be themselves.
And she said that with a colossal lack of self-awareness, because hell yeah, kids do need a place to be themselves.
And so, to hell with this idea of parental rights.
If this person had kids, of which I suspect she has not, and a religious person came to her kid's school to preach all about Catholicism and other things and other ideas that she may not want her children being exposed to, I am very sure she'd want to know about it. But, on the other hand, if parental rights were done away with, she'd have no say in what's being taught in the school that her kids go to. What if, with extreme militant belligerency, heterosexuality was being taught in all the schools? I mean, really think about this for a moment. Heterosexuality is what perpetuates the human race. So therefore, couldn't it be seen as something that is essential and benefits all of humankind? Or is it more likely that she would not be okay with her kids being taught that? Not that I think that it would be taught specifically. Although, does it fall under sex education? I think you know what I'm trying to get at.
When it comes to kids who have their own consent and then their own bodily autonomy and their own autonomy to their personhood that need to be protected.
I don't want to jump to any conclusions or anything, but that was a major red flag, trying to imply that children are able to consent to things. What kinds of things, I wonder? Cigarettes? Alcohol? Carnal intimacy? Perhaps I'm making a very unfair assertion. But let's say a creepy old man were to say that children are capable of consenting to things. How would it sound then? You know, it's really baffling. It's baffling that people like her are still struggling with the concept of leaving other people's children alone. I've got kids. Through self-discovery, if they ever turn to me and say that they're queer, then we'll explore it. But I'm not going to whisper my ideology into their ears, no matter what the ideology, nor any fanciful notions about being born in the wrong body. The contention we have has never been about our loved ones discovering that they're trans, queer, or whatever. It's always been about letting them discover it for themselves. People like her always crow and proclaim that consent is important. Except when it comes to other people's children.